And that was my first scene. Salman Khan and me were doing a scene together. And I'm like, oh, I was in awe of the whole situation. Gana ga lo, lekin final mein dekhenge to meri awaaz kabhi nahi thi. I got really sad about that. Anurag sir called me one day. He's like, come to London, we're shooting something. I said, chalo. I went with him, shot some songs. Magar aaya na tu, aaya na tu, aaya na tu.
I was reading one of your interviews, and you've said that you like independent music and you don't want to be a part of the rat race the way it is in the music industry within India. So tell us.
So let me preface that a little bit with it came out a little harsher than it was supposed to sound. I was doing playback before I was doing non-film music. In 2012 and 13, that was my only focus. So a little bit about me. I grew up outside Bollywood. Nobody in my family does anything to do with the arts. We're always either doing jobs or some kind of business. So, I mean, for me to do music, my dad was very disappointed. He wanted me to go to IIT and he wanted me to. So it was difficult to, at some point I just said, I'm going to do it. My mom was very supportive. But it was difficult in that sense to start somewhere. And I started by started recording studios, and I was sitting in recording studios. And around 2009, Asha Bhosleji, her band came to my studio. And they were looking for a guitar player. So I auditioned for the band. I started touring with Asha ji. That's how I got into Bollywood as a guitar player and a singer. And then after that, I was doing a lot of playback. I did Go Goa Gone. I did this other film called Coffee Bloom. There was a couple of other films in the middle like Pizza 3D. I still do Bollywood. It's not like I'm not doing playback. But around 2013, I started getting really depressed with the kind of songs I was getting. Like I wasn't getting the kind of songs I wanted to sing. And, I would spend days outside music directors' studios, singing for them, being in the booth, but never getting the song. So they would always call me, all the big directors would call me, Gana ga lo, lekin final mein dekhenge to meri awaaz kabhi nahi thi. So I got really sad about that. I was like, I'm working so hard, I'm not getting anything. It was like a whole year of that, of that struggle. And at that time, of course, I had no money. I was struggling to keep up with it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to this is not good for my mental health. I'm going to take a year off from this. I'm going to go study something, go learn something. So whatever little money I had, I took a loan and I went and studied abroad in this school called Lee Strasberg. I studied acting. And I said, I'm going to come back and I'm going to be an actor. Like that's my new thing. So I went abroad, studied acting. And over there, someone said that, listen, we hear your songs, but we had no idea that you were the singer. And I said, that's a problem because, if you're the singer of the song and you're not recognized at all, then how do you change that? And someone mentioned that, YouTube is really big here. Why don't you try it? And YouTube was already pretty big in India as well, but I never thought of it as like a viable career option. So I said, why not? So I came back to India, started doing YouTube covers. Within 2 weeks of me doing that, I was signed to Sony Music. So immediately things started changing for me. I was doing more and more of YouTube, more as an independent artist, my journey became so clear to me in that sense that I should focus on this. I should focus on this because everything in the world is telling me to focus on this. I have gone down the traditional route, but this is what's working for me. Focus on this, right? And then I started finding it really enjoyable because I was the actor in the video. I was the person who took the creative calls. I made the songs. I sang the songs. It was all about me, right? So it was a little bit of a drug in that sense. And then Baki Baatein Peene Baat came out in 2015. And ever since then, I've just been doing singles after singles and they've all been doing pretty well. So I think I found my niche and I kind of got stuck to it. And I'm pretty comfortable in that space. I also feel like the non-film space is very young. It's like, you want to do it while you're young. You can always do Bollywood later. In fact, non-film is a good way for you to get prepped for Bollywood and you prep for like a bigger stage and more collaboration more than your own thoughts. So those things I think now I'm ready for. I was ready for it like maybe last year, and I started doing more film work. I started acting a little bit in films. I started doing more with music directors and telling them that, what, I want to only do it if I'm doing this. And I was able to do that because now I've made my own space for it, right? So I think everything it's your own journey. I didn't mean to say that it was like not for me. It was just something that this was my journey. That's all.
Lee Strasberg, I think, is coming in handy. You're acting in Radhe now with Salman Khan.
Yes. I'm very excited about that.
Tell us something about it.
So around last year, around maybe June, Salman Bhai called me. I live very close to his house, and he called me. He's like 11:30 in the night. He said, "Come over, Arjun. I want to talk to you about something." So I was already meeting him quite often to pitch him songs for films at that time. And he had told me after watching one of my videos, he said that, "Yaar, tu ye sab singing chhod de. You become an actor." I said, "Why?" He's like, "No, because you got the look for it." And he was like trying to convince me, and I was like, "No, I already have a singing career going. Maybe I can build on it." He said, "No, I'm going to put you in one of my films." And I thought that, it's just something that someone says. You never take it seriously when such a big actor says it, right? So he called me at 11:30 in the night and he said that, I've got a film coming up and you're going to do it. And I said, well, I was shocked. I was like, of course I'll do it. But tell me more. He's like, no, there's this role and it's a really good role. And, it's a complicated role, but like, I think you can pull it off. So I said, great. And I just said yes. And then I turned up on set and I found my script and I realized it was much harder than I thought it was. So,
Right.
without going too deep into the character, because I can't, it's a very difficult character, something I've never played before. And it's absolutely opposite of what I am off screen. So it was quite a challenge because obviously I'm not an actor because I'm not acting all the time. And this was like my first project, and I was like, oh God, I'm acting in front of Salman Khan. And that was my first scene. Salman Khan and me were doing a scene together, and I'm like, oh, I was in awe of the whole situation more than anything.
Of course. So how many days have you shot the film?
I think I've shot for about 22 days now. 22 or 23 days. I think I have 1 or 2 days left. I don't know when it's getting over because we haven't got any word from the production, because I think everything is on hold right now.
So do you have anyone in your family who's part of the film industry?
Nobody, absolutely no one. They are equally in awe of everything in the film world as I am. Like,
Okay, and Salman Khan gave you a chance.
he just gave me a shot. Actually, he genuinely just gave me a shot. He said that, I think you should act, and he just gave me a shot.
Right. So what next? More of acting, more of singing. What exactly is the plan now?
With acting, I don't know where it's going to take me. It's just something that I've always wanted to do it. And in fact, I'm doing a little stint in an Anurag Kashyap film as well, because I've sung the songs in that film. So Anurag sir called me up one day. He's like, come to London, we're shooting something. I said, chalo. I went with him, shot some songs, and I came back. So I'm also doing a little more of film work than I was doing last year. So
What
I'm
is that
very
film?
excited.
What is the name of the film?
So I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of the film because it's two newcomers and he hasn't revealed anything in the media.
He's directing it?
He's directing it. So he's directed. I think it's done. I think it's a post-production.
So you've given songs as well as you've acted some.
I've given songs and I have like a small character which like acts out the song. So it's not a big role or anything, but I've sung some songs. Amit Trivedi's done the music. So I've sung some songs, and he just said that, yeah, why don't you come to London and just come and act? I said, chalo. He literally called me the day before leaving. He said, you have a visa? I said, yeah. He said, come tomorrow. And he packed my
Okay. Now, how much, like, I think everyone wants to really use those visas.
Yeah. How are you dealing with the lockdown? Are you keeping yourself busy? What are you doing?
The best thing that we have managed to do is that we've been doing a lot of interviews. I think I must have done more than one.
I watch all of them, by the way. I watch all of them.
Thank you.
I've been following you on Twitter for like 4 years.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay. Thank you very much. So I think I must have done more than 125 interviews. So that has helped.
Wow.
Because initially, so we were doing like 3 to 4 interviews a day, and maybe then it came down to 2 or 3. Then it came down to 2. So the fact that I was busy, my team was busy, so I think that has helped a lot. Because once you're busy, then you don't really you get to know about a lot of things that are going around, and just stay at home. So and
that's true.
This has come in as I think a blessing in disguise, and now I think we have a lot of experience, because virtual world is the new world. I think
it is
that
the
we
new
need
world.
to.
I feel.
Yeah,
I
that
do feel.
has been pretty. Yeah.
Same thing has happened to me. I've just been sitting at home and writing music, doing social media, and you asked me quite earlier what I plan to do ahead. I think at least for 2020, I'm going to focus on just making music, because I don't think anything else is going to happen. I think everything is shut down for a while, and so I think non-film is going to take off. I think this is like, it's accelerated that timeline, of non-film music. Suddenly, you're going to see only non-film music everywhere for 6 months, and then that's going to become like a trend. I feel, and I've been feeling it since 2015, because that's when my first single came out, and we had to beg radio stations, "Yaar, please, mera gana chala do." Then I did Baki Baatein Peeni Baat that time, and they said that yaar ye dance गाना नहीं है, कौन है actor कौन है इसमें? Now nobody asks. They're like, they call us and ask us when our singles are coming out. They call us and ask us, who's the actress in your next single? And I mean, there's a lot of curiosity around. So I definitely agree with you.
What are your views on e-concerts? Because the real concert, I think it will take a while. So what are your views on e-concerts?
Yeah, I miss it so much. I miss going up live and performing. That's my safe space. Like I'm not a very social person, but when I'm on stage, I'm like there. That's my space. So I really miss it. I don't know if I can replace that feeling with a live concert, because part of the feeling is interacting and going into the crowd. And I'm a crazy person. I jump into the crowd. I meet people over there. I literally, like, whenever I've gone into the crowd, my manager is always like, oh, you might get hurt. And there's like security around me. They all get punched, and it's like it's always that feeling that feeling I haven't got from e-concerts yet. So I don't know if you can replace it, but yeah. I suppose it's better than nothing.
But at least there's something. At least there's something.
Better than nothing.
You feel that growing more?
I think I've done quite a few since the lockdown got over. But it's relative, right? I mean, growing compared to, there's no comparison right now. Once the scene opens up and people start doing concerts, then maybe we'll see a real comparison, and we'll see whether people prefer e-concerts to real concerts. But right now, because there's no other option, I don't know if it's a fair comparison.
Okay. So if you can end this interview with any of your favorite songs.
Sure. I sang a song in 2018 called Ayana Tu with a singer called Momina Mustasin. And that song became pretty popular, and people really like that song, so I'm going to sing that for you. तुम कभी ना कहोगे क्यों ना हम ही ये बोल दे हो कहाँ ये बताओ हम वहाँ चल के आ जाएंगे भीगे भीगे मौसम खिले थे जहाँ तेरे मेरे रास्ते मिले थे जहाँ बाहों में तेरी दिन ढले थे जहाँ आ गया मैं वो मगर आया ना तू आया ना तू आया ना तू मगर आया ना तू आया ना तू आया ना तू.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, Arjun, lovely talking to you, and all the best wishes for Radhe, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
I've
ticked the point of my bucket list by doing an interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All the best wishes. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.